I'll take 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to mince this up. This is going to be one of those meals where there's quite a bit of garlic going on. And you want to mince this up pretty good because you probably don't want one of your guests biting into a piece of garlic. Okay, there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. In she goes. I'm going to take a tomato, and for those of you who've never seen me cut a tomato before, depending on what I'm making, I go around the edge because I'm not crazy about the seeds. Just a little pet peeve of mine. And I'm going to cut these into little small pieces. Again, you can see me go through here and get rid of those seeds. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, I'm going to put my tomato over here, and I add this last because I don't like to mash it. As I go through that, I'm going to mash it, and I don't want my tomatoes to get all mushy in there. Okay? I'll take 1 slice of white onion, relatively thin. Make sure I get that skin off. And I'm going to dice this up. And I'll add this into my guacamole here. And again, you want to make sure you mince this up pretty fine. You don't want a big pieces of onion going through there. Alright, so we've got our onion. Boom. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit of fresh lime. Pull this up here. I just use half a lime in mine. If you want more, you can put more. And then I'm going to take a little pinch of salt. Add a little salt in there. A little bit of pepper. And then I use a potato masher. Because I like my guacamole to have a little bit of texture to it. So I typically don't use a fork or a blender or anything like that when I mix mine up. And that is it. I am done. Just add my tomato. You can see there's quite a bit of tomato in mine, but I like it like that. And we'll whip out a spoon and just mix it up. And then you can taste it, see if it needs more salt, you want to add more pepper, more lime, maybe you want a little bit more cilantro, maybe you want more tomato. That is completely up to you. And there you go. Serve it with some chips and you're good. It's going to be a good Sunday afternoon. Now my guacamole's ready. I put this in the middle. I'm not the greatest person to do presentations, but I'm sure many of you can do a lot better job than I. Just Put some chips around here. I like these organic chips. There we go. Put that. I'm going to put a little piece of cilantro in there. Put a little piece of lime. Being we're on the lime theme, boom. There you have it. Oh. Well, now I'm going to take the onion, slice up a few thin slices of onion. Some of you may like it a little bit thicker. I like my kind of just thin slices, and I just cut it in half like that. I'll throw it in here. And I've taken, I don't need a lot, so I'm only going to use half of each of the peppers, because tomorrow I'm going to make a vegetarian panini for some of my friends. Okay, so I'm going to slice these relatively thin, and I'll put it in here. Once I bring out the meat, the marinade that was in, I'll pour over this, I'll mix that in there a little bit, and that's what I will saute these in. And these different peppers add a little bit of color to it. So it gives a little better presentation. I personally love red peppers. Okay. That's it. Take a little bit of lime. Put half the lime in there. A little dash of salt. And I'll mix that up. And then I'm going to bring out the meat. I'm going to cut that up. I'll leave it sit for about 10 minutes just to get to about room temperature. Meat is done. It's been marinating in there for a little bit. Just put that back over. Get that oil and all that. That looks really good. Okay, and then I'm going to slice this up, cut on a little bit of an angle. I'm going to throw it in this dish with my vegetables. I'll leave that in there until it gets about room temperature. I'll heat up a pan with a little bit of olive oil. Don't need much. And this is going to go quick. I like my meat a little thicker than most people do, only because I'm a carnivore. I love my red meat. So I also like my vegetables and everything to be really firm. So I'll put this on a really high heat, flash it in there, in, out, and I'm done. And we are good to go. Let's take the rest of this, that was marinade that was going in there. And there you have it. Yep. Most people would probably use tongs, but I got news for you. I didn't. I'm the messy chef. Alright? So, there it is. We'll be back in a little bit. We'll start preparing. Alright, I'm going to let that saute up here for a few minutes. I got that on a medium-high heat. I want it pretty hot. My pan was pretty hot before I started. Like I said, I like to just flash it in and out of here. There you have it. There's my fajita. Put a little sour cream. Maybe a little guacamole. You guys don't mind, though. And we're good. 3 margaritas later, joking. We're done. Wish you were here to sample it. Have a good night.